Morning. I promise I won't be preaching to you today. I just wanted to share some experiences I've had over the years with Good Sam. I grew up as a cradle Episcopalian in New England. Now that meant that church was a Sunday experience. You came to church in your finest, and you prayed to the Lord, and you maybe heard a good sermon, and then you got on with the rest of your life for the rest of the week, and repeat it on Sunday. In 1973, Barb and I, and Wendy over here, Barb is right there in white, Wendy's in whatever that color is. And so Wendy was 1, and Barb and I were 27-ish. So we were youngsters, and we came to Good Sam because the only person we knew in San Diego was an old college friend of ours, Barbara Burns. And this was just a shock to us. We were welcomed as if we were long-lost family that had just rejoined the larger family. And Good Sam actually became our family because we had no extended family here. And so even back then, it was a community of really good Christians who were there to help each other through the hard times, but also to reach out and help others as best we could. Now, in '79, we left for a 19-year sabbatical. My career took me away from San Diego. We came back in '98, and it was deja vu all over again. We thought, well, you can never go back. But we showed up here and welcomed yet again into the Christian community. And so for the last, 20-some-odd years, we've been members of Good Sam. Now, over those years, the 2 chapters we had, we got very involved in the operations of the church and all the mission activities. And I came to realize that, in order to do all that we do, we need to have funding to do this in addition to volunteer labor. And way back when I was a cradle Episcopalian, donating to the church was sort of the price of admission. You go into a performance, so you threw some money into the plate. That was the end of the thought process. Now, over the years, Barb and I transitioned, particularly after we began here at Good Sam, into the idea that, we really ought to be giving a proportion of our income. Now, what that proportion was, changed over the years. We started very modestly because we didn't have much income. But the process of saying, well, okay, let's look at what we have, and let's look at the blessings we've had, and let's figure out how we can return some of that to the Lord, and at the same time enable the church to do what it was here to do. So over the years, that's grown, and we've been blessed with good fortune out there, and it's grown to a tithing situation. But that's, tithing is, everybody says, 10%. Well, I view any kind of proportional giving as a tithe. So it's not so much what you're giving, it's the idea you go through the thought process that, let's think about this as a proportion of our income. Now, just like everybody else, we've been in hibernation for the last 2 years due to COVID, and we're coming out of hibernation now. Now, as a broken down old football player, I like to think of this as a rebuilding year. We're getting back into the swing of things. We're rebuilding our ministries, rebuilding our congregation. And this is a time when it's really important for us to give of ourselves, both our time and our talent and our money, in order to help this rebuilding process along. So I hope you think through this as you're thinking about your giving for the coming year. And let's move us forward as quickly as we can into getting back to what we like to be. Thank you.